What's good, guys? It's Barca Reacts, and today we'll be talking about who should be Barcelona's next superstar and our attacking front trio. To start the video, we gotta mention that FC Barcelona has always had attacking trios, or at least a superstar, a clear superstar, a 1A, 1B type of duo connection. We've always had that since the start of time, not just in the recent era for the young fans. We had Messi, Neymar, Suarez. It was brilliant, but it was only for 3 years that the trio lasted, and it was some fun times. Even if we didn't win the trophies, it was amazing, amazing time to watch FC Barcelona, and we gotta replicate that because I think our attack is probably the furthest behind compared to our midfield and defense, and even goalkeeper because they're staying solid. The defense looks solid. We're fixing the fullbacks situation, and then the midfield we got Frankie De Jong, Pedri, Gavi, Fermin. Like there's a lot of talent. Gundogan for now. We might invest in a DM hopefully in the summer. So the midfield looks like after this year, and these players that are young are gaining experience. Now they have like a lot of them have like 2, 3 years under their belt. So I think our midfield is almost done. We're only gonna let exceptional youngsters like maybe like Goulet Fernandez and like Bernal. Mark Bernal is a quality youngster. Those two guys are probably the only ones that I see getting a chance in the next 2 years probably. Um, and they're really young, but that's what I'm saying. Our midfield's almost complete. Our defense is almost complete. We gotta have a legendary attack though. How many games are we not clinical and we win 1-0 and we should be up 3-0? It doesn't make sense. And that's because the attackers, even though they're good, they're not great. And that's what happens when you have good but not great. And over time, it's gonna affect the stats, the trophies, the games that we could have won but we didn't. And with Messi, Neymar, Suarez, we were scoring sevens, eights. Like it was unbelievable. The attack literally was not limited. Like we could really score seven if these guys were on it. Like right now, Barcelona, we max score three. Like we have a cap at three. These guys had a cap at like eight. You know what I mean? That's too big of a gap. And that's why I'm saying we at least need to get better attackers because these guys are all right. They're not that good, bro. In Real Madrid, they're getting Mbappe. Come on now. We got to get better. And that's why I got to move on to the history of Barcelona because some people are like, well, you don't need a superstar to win. Like, look at Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Look at all these teams, like Juventus back in the mid 2010s. Well, the thing is, the teams with the superstars typically win. The superstars typically win the Ballon d'Ors, and that's why Barcelona has to have one or two at least superstars in attack. Like the superstars give you trophies against these systems like Arsenal's defense. I don't know if you've seen it, but that's a rigid defense. Atletico, they're always tough to play. All these teams that are tough to play, you need supreme quality to break them down. Now I want to go through the history of Barcelona, starting with not Cruyff time, but Romario. Romario was the main guy in our first UCL in '92. Then it moved on to who? Ronaldo. Ronaldo, when he was young, played for Barcelona. He was a superstar. Ronaldo phenomenal. And then who was the next superstar? You know? So we had Romario, then Rivaldo, then Ronaldo. Then we moved on to a young Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho. Then who was it? Messi. Messi's held it down for so long. Like who's Messi passed it down to? Like Messi played with a bunch of superstars like Henry, Eto'o, Suarez, Neymar, Iniesta, Xavi. But come on, man, who did Messi pass it down to? Like Griezmann was he also played with, but Griezmann left. Neymar left. These guys, they all left. So Barcelona, after Messi left, they didn't get a superstar, and that's a problem, man. And the last step that I said, the Ronaldinho to Messi, see how important that was for Messi? Like imagine it was Messi to Lamine Yamal, but we don't have that. But what I'm trying to say is that Barcelona, we're not looking for the next Messi. We're just looking for the next superstar to be in that Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Romario tier. They don't have to all be Messi. We've won Champions Leagues where Messi wasn't the major part, like in '06, and then also in '92, Messi wasn't even in the team. But I'm not saying we don't need him at all. Obviously, he's an amazing player, but we need just three guys that are amazing. or at least two in the solid striker. That's what you gotta have. And that's why want to move on to Lamine Yamal. This guy he looks quite incredible. The talent is there. He's got the dribbling. He's got the close control. He's got the cut in shot. You know, he also goes outside. This guy, what does he need to work on next? He needs to get physically faster and stronger because he's beating these guys all basically just literally mainly off skill because he's not even that quick right now. So like if he can get his grown man's body, that could really be scary to like a lot of defenders, man. He's beating you only off skill. He's not using his physical attributes at all. You know, this guy's got talent, man. He's got a pass, he's got an eye for goal, you know. I see him being a great player, but that's only one of three, and that's only if he makes it too. Like, look what happened to Ansu Fati with the injuries and overplaying. You know, Pedri became injury prone a bit. You know, we gotta really protect this dude because this guy's an attacker. Attackers are the hardest to get. You know, so it's different, man. And we gotta really protect him because think about it. If he's a star, that's one of three. You know what I mean? That's one of three spots. And moving on, I want to talk about the striker. Striker we've been linked to is Erling Haaland. It looks like Laporta is trying to use this as his superstar that he will sign in 2026 or 2025 if he's elected. The thing is, I don't even know if Haaland wants to come. If Haaland wants to come, that would be nice. But we need to remember the style of play that Haaland, you know what I'm saying? That he hit the style, you know what I'm saying? What's in his bag? Haaland is an amazing striker, but he does not get involved in the build-up, which means the rest of the team have to be amazing and we have to have a lot of creative players, which means Holland doesn't have to create. He doesn't have to drop deep because that's not his game, which is cool. But then we need to have our other winger. So let's just say it's Lamine Yamal, okay? Lamine Yamal and Holland. Let's just say that. The left winger cannot be like, for example, a Ferran Torres or these guys who are inverted wingers that are mainly forward attackers, goal scoring wingers. The winger has to be a creative winger because Holland needs a space and Holland needs service. You know, he doesn't need another guy in the box. We need more service then. Obviously, we want a guy who can score goals, but we want a guy who can also play, make, dribble, and help the team out because that's probably the winger that we're going to look for. And Holland, obviously, I'm not going to say no to this guy. This guy is going to score 40 to 55 goals a season. He's a machine. He's a scoring machine. I just hope that before he comes, if he comes, hopefully he comes, man. But the thing is, if he comes, I just hope that his all-around game gets better, even if it's 5 to 10% better. That's good. Like his touch, you know, his first touch, you know, that 1-2s, reading of the game, dummies, all these things. I will not say no to Erling Haaland. He fits the bill though for a Barcelona striker because we've had Romario, Ronaldo, you know, all these guys. Eto, he fits. Suarez, he fits. He's a striker who can score 45 goals a season. Yes, you're welcome to FC Barcelona. And this is where I want to move on to our left winger because this is probably the biggest, what should I say, question mark in Barcelona. I feel like the pivot is huge. Obviously, the pivot CDM, but I feel like eventually that will be covered. I just have a feeling that eventually we'll have that covered. And I don't know. I have a good feeling about Lamine Yamal. I feel like this guy, he's got more of a bag, more skills, more talent than Ansu Fati. I don't really rate Ansu Fati that much. I just saw, oh, this guy's an amazing inverted winger. Maybe he could be like like a Kylian Mbappe. He has the same build, just not physically as strong, mentally as strong. And he's had the injuries. But moving back to the left winger, let's not get off topic. I think Rafa Leao is a quality player. But I just don't know if he has that consistency in him, you know, like he's gone on goal droughts, you know, and I don't know if Rafa Leao is gonna be the left winger that could emulate Neymar, you know, and, and honestly, in addition to that, like, is Rafa Leao like, is his dribbling truly on Neymar's level? Like, I'm not trying to hate or criticize too much on Rafael, but his output isn't really that amazing compared to the top players. And to be fair to him, there really isn't that many. And for his release clause, I don't know, man. That's too high. It's like well over 140 million. Like, that's too much. Too much investment for it, you know? To be fair, that's why I'm a fan, and I'm not the president of the club, and that's where Juan Laporta has to make the big decisions. We all didn't really expect Lewandowski to join the club at first. It was a huge surprise, and this guy, he's also brought Cancelo and Felix out of nowhere, and we don't know what he'll do. He's kind of unpredictable, and nearing the 25th, 25, 26 season, I think we're going to be financially strong again. I think we could really see a good Barcelona team again when I'm talking about all departments, and once we enter that new stadium, I think it's going to be a truly a new era. For now, I feel like this is like the win now, last parts of the rebuild, get anything we can before we take off into our next, chapter. But that's it for today, guys. I'll probably be making another video. I'll try to get it out at least before Tuesday, hopefully, if I'm not too busy. And it'll probably be a Barca PSG small preview. But that's about it. All right. See y'all on the next one.